This is sick. This is Thornhill. They're already back with a new single called Mercia. And why it's sick is because they literally just dropped an album called Bodies, which is beloved in the scene right now. And for good reason. It's been a bit of a grower for me, but these guys, Thornhill, are so hot right now. They're so hot.
So hot right now. So hot right now.
And it's because they're the opening act to the Sleep Token US tour that is currently happening right now. So this is perfect timing, great planning. Dude, I'm stoked. If you're a Sleep Token fan that's never heard of Thornhill, then buckle up. I think you're really going to enjoy Mercia, which I don't even know what it means. Like, Mercia is a name for an Anglo-Saxon kingdom and a given name originating from the Old English word mere, submerse, meaning boundary or borderland. Okay, that's cool. Do with that information what you will, but I just know that this is probably going to be sexy. Might be a little bit heavy. This might be beautiful. It's going to be a good time. So Thornhill, Mercia, that's enough chit chat. Production's already fantastic on it. Ooh, oh. Love the effects and layering on this one, man. Less vocal effects already on this. Ooh, I love the vibe and the atmosphere on this. A lot. Cool synth work there. I like how there's not a big shift in sound instead of just adding drums. Wow, that bassy synth is a really cool touch. Oh, changed already, okay. Drums building up. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's still going. The riff is sludgy. Or that tone. Ooh. Dude, this is already becoming like a favorite. Like from the Bodies heroin era for me. Ooh. Nice sneaky way to get you back into the chorus. The synth work is really good on this. Oh, and it's continuing. Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
I can show you.
I feel like it's even like a little bit of a Sleep Token-ish breakdown here. Nice little ghost notes. I love that little mute before it hits the open again. So the song's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds long, which I'm a fan of. Like, why does so much music need to be 3 minutes all the time? I think when you're going for atmosphere, mood, vibe, it's okay to stretch out the song length. And I'm glad that I feel like a lot of bands lately are pushing that song length further and making music videos for it too, right? Anyway. Let's talk about it. Okay, so already then and there, this is already one of my favorite Thornhill songs, at least from like the recent catalog, because if you've been following Thornhill since the early days, the Dark Pool is metalcore, and then Heroin was a bold 180 where they went a little bit more rock, shoegaze rock, a little bit like Deftones inspired sounding. And then the next record, Bodies, which came out this year, a lot of people are loving it because it's taking the stuff from Heroin but adding a little bit more groove, a little bit more punch that made the Dark Pool so enjoyable. But what I like about this song even more personally is that it's taking the elements from Bodies, but it's also mixing in some stuff from Dark Pool, which is probably the heaviness, maybe a lot of the experimental synth work. The synth work on this was fucking fantastic, but then also just the song felt a little bit more melodramatic and moody, and I really liked it because this felt a little bit more of a little bit more experimental, I guess, if you will, where a lot of the other stuff just felt like some hard-hitting rock songs with like these seductive vocals here and there. But this, the structure, the feel, the vibe, the synth work, all just felt experimental, but felt in line with Thornhill because they've experimented a lot, right, with their music, but also in the Dark Pool with like a lot of ideas. So this feels like a really good mesh of the two eras of Thornhill that we know. This song, from its atmosphere, which was again fantastic, and then Jacob's vocals, which has less vocal effects. And when it comes to the vocal effects of this band, stylistic choice, I understand, speaking of Deftones again, like Chino's all about the vocal effects, but with Jacob, like I felt like the vocal effects almost like drowned out like the power of the vocals a little bit, and just like it was a little overdone, I guess, where in Bodies it was a little bit less, but here even less. And I really liked the vocals and how they were shining through, and then also the screams were hard hitting. The grooves, the tone on that was so sludgy and punchy. Even the final breakdown gave me a little bit of like a Sleep Token feel in terms of like the breakdown. It felt like something like higher from Sleep Token a little bit. Now the song was structurally interesting. The music video was captivating, beautiful. It was slow, but when it needed to hit you with those crescendos, it hit hard. It's the peaks and valleys for me, where it kind of goes just mellow down, hits you high, and then goes back down the valley and goes back up to the peak for that breakdown. Sleep Token's all about that too. And this song feels like it's a great track for like almost like a teaser for what to expect if you're going to the Sleep Token tour in US and watching Thornhill as an opener. I'd be shocked if this is not part of their set list. Like, this has got to be. I'm not even going to look it up because I'm just going to like bet that this is on it, hence why they're releasing it. But yeah, this track was fantastic. This makes me want to go back to Bodies even more, but this makes me even more excited for Thornhill in the future, and I'm so stoked for these guys. Again, the fact that Sleep Token, one of the biggest bands right now, can just they're doing such amazing things for the scene. You know, people argue like, oh, Sleep Token's not metal, like all that stupid arguments. The fact of the matter is they are part of the metal scene and metal culture, the modern metal culture. And so when they have that power to bring like a band in and kind of like give them so much exposure is awesome. I love it that Sleep Token is taking their popularity and helping out the other bands in the scene right now, because there's so many fantastic bands that I hope the Sleep Token fans check out. Again, all these other amazing bands going on in the scene right now, including Thornhill. So I'm going to give this song an 8.4 out of 10, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts on Mercia are, so comment down below, spice up my life. Guys, what do you think about this one? Is this do you kind of line with me, or do you actually are still missing the dark pool? Are you catching them live? You know what to do. The comments help out the video and the algorithm, but I also like seeing them personally. Also, feel free to hit the like button or the subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. For that, thank you for tuning in. Till next time, peace.